Oh, hey everyone, welcome back. So you've probably used ChatGPT, Claude, or some other AI tool recently. It took you like 2 seconds to type a question and get an answer back, right? So here's what almost nobody thinks about. Behind that simple little text box is one of the most massive, expensive, complicated supply chains in human history. And we're talking hundreds of billions of dollars flowing through an entire ecosystem you've probably never even heard of. And here's the question everyone in the investing world is quietly obsessing over. Is this the next internet revolution, or are we watching a bubble inflate in real time? So today I'm going to walk you through the entire AI supply chain, from the chips to the data centers to the software, and just show you exactly why this matters for your portfolio, whether you own AI stocks or not. So by the end of this video, you'll understand AI investing better than most people who talk about it on the financial news. So let's get into it. All right, let's pull back the curtain on what actually happens every time you use an AI tool. Most people think AI is just a few tech companies. And that's like saying a car is just the steering wheel. There's a massive supply chain most people never see. So level one is hardware. Training these AI models requires thousands of connected servers running nonstop for weeks or even months. Imagine leaving your computer on, maxed out, for 2 months straight. Now multiply that by thousands of computers working together. But here's what most people miss. Training is only half the story. Every single time you or anyone else uses one of these AI tools, that also eats up serious computing power. This is called inference, and it's happening millions of times a day, every day, forever, as long as people keep using these tools. And this is exactly why demand for computer chips has gone completely insane. It's not just about building the AI, it's about running it constantly for everyone using it. Now, where does all this hardware actually live? Well, it's in data centers. These are enormous facilities, absolutely packed with servers, running 24/7, needing massive amounts of electricity, cooling systems, and security. Now, here's a stat that should stop you in your tracks. Spending on data center construction has accelerated so sharply since ChatGPT launched in late 2022 that it has now surpassed spending on all other types of office construction combined. And let that sink in. We're building more data centers than actual office buildings. Finally, at the top of the whole chain sits software and applications, the actual tools businesses use to boost productivity and build new products. Honestly, this is the hardest part to evaluate right now because it all depends on whether companies can actually turn AI capability into real measurable results. Here's the question keeping investors up at night. Will all this money being spent on AI infrastructure actually generate real returns? So mega cap tech stocks have delivered really strong performance over the past several years, but it hasn't been a smooth ride. There have been real swings along the way, and a lot of that volatility comes down to one core uncertainty. Will demand actually keep pace with all this investment? So here's a concern that keeps coming up. As AI models become more efficient, they might need less computing power over time. And that sounds like bad news for chip companies, right? But history has a fascinating counterpoint to this. When technology gets cheaper and more capable, it usually leads to way broader adoption and entirely new uses that nobody predicted. There's actually a name for this. It's called Javon's paradox. So basically, efficiency doesn't kill demand, it explodes it. But let's be real about the other side of this too. Markets have a long documented history of overestimating how fast new technology translates into actual profits. So, if you remember internet stocks in the late 1990s, everyone knew the internet would change everything, and they were right. But it took decades, not years, decades, for that promise to actually pay off for most investors. And that's the historical perspective worth keeping in your back pocket as AI continues developing. Being right about the technology and being right about the timeline are two completely different things. All right, let's talk numbers, because this is where things get interesting for your actual portfolio. Valuations for the information technology sector are elevated, and I mean elevated compared to both their own history and the broader market. And same story for communication services and consumer discretionary, since these sectors also contain major tech companies. Now, these higher valuations aren't crazy or irrational. I mean, they reflect genuinely strong earnings growth, but they also reflect really high expectations for the future. I mean, the market is essentially betting that these companies will keep delivering quarter after quarter for a long time. And here's something critical to remember. Valuations are terrible tools for predicting what happens next month or next quarter. They're not a crystal ball for short-term moves. What they're actually useful for is helping you think about how your portfolio is balanced overall. And here's something that might surprise you. There are plenty of sectors outside of technology right now that are attractively valued with solid earnings growth expectations of their own. I mean, nobody's talking about them because they're not as excited as the AI headlines, but they do exist. I mean, the smart move for long-term investors isn't picking AI versus everything else. It's maintaining exposure to the AI theme while also staying diversified across all other parts of the market that offer genuine value. So I hope this gives you a much clearer picture of what's actually happening behind the AI headlines, the real supply chain, the real questions, and the real numbers. And if you want to discuss AI trends or technology valuations or how any of this specifically relates to your portfolio, feel free to reach out, as we're happy to help. And if this video helped you understand AI investing beyond the surface level hype, hit the subscribe button if you're watching this on YouTube, as we'd love to continue to grow this network. We're trying to build a community of investors who actually understand what they're investing in instead of just chasing headlines. So I'll drop new videos regularly, trying to break down exactly what's driving these markets. But I hope you enjoy this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.